this is hinged first on the fact that we are being labeled a real corrupt nation, and that's why we are being looked down at today. Let us start from there.
Yeah, I think recently, or sometimes in 2021, if I'm not mistaken, there was this international organization that rated Nigeria as one of the most corrupt countries in the world. And within that, perception, they said that the judiciary and the police institution are the most corrupt in Nigeria, looking at the institution. And so it has really affected the way and manner governance and the way Nigeria is perceived internationally. And the key, these two institutions are very key to governance, to the welfare of the citizens, to human rights, to everything about democracy. And so, I mean, it is a very serious issue, and the way and manner corruption has eaten into the fiber of Nigeria. One of the ways you can really measure it is what is happening within the judiciary, and like they say in their own assessment, what is happening in the Nigerian police force.
So you think you agree with the fact that, are you saying there is some, or you think that there's a real rot within the system that is really bringing the nation into a place where people are saying, hey, we will come and just save you guys?
Yeah, I think I was listening to the report about the president of Nigeria, president of the United States, Donald Trump, when he said the disgraced country. Yeah. And I felt very bad. And it's even that the fact that I'm going to be appearing in this program, that for a country, a president of a country to call another country disgraced country, it shows that the institution has actually failed, and there is a need for us to take a retrospection of what exactly is happening in our country. But you see, the major part is that a lot of us blame the president. Oh, the president is not doing well. Oh, what is wrong with the president? But actually, I was telling some of my friends in another platform that the country is too big for the president to know what is going on. But the major issue we have are the people who head institutions, government agency, parastatals, ministerial and departments, because those are the engine, those are the machinery that run the system. So if anything goes wrong here, the first person, if there's a theft here, the first institution you should ordinarily run to is the police. Close by, we call it the divisional police office. What is happening there? If you take your complaint to that particular division, do you get justice? Are you satisfied? Is the division providing security for the welfare of the people? Are their lives and property secured within that unit? And so the major problem we have is the fact that not just for we to shout on the president, oh, the president, no, yes, the buck stop at his office. However, what are those persons doing? People who head institutions, who head agencies, who head parastatals. How are they conducting their affairs? Because in looking at whether Nigeria is a disgraced country, the question you should ask is, are those persons conducting the affairs of the institution based on national interest or personal interest? As a matter of fact, the major plank of corruption in Nigeria is abuse of office.
Speak to it.
Yes. Now, I would give you a very good example, talking about judicial corruption. Now, I will tell you how, for example, and I think if the Inspector General of Police is listening, how will you imagine that the Director of Legal of the Nigerian Police Force institute an action against an individual to the court, and he said, okay, this particular person is charged for forgery, and the forgery is against another individual. So I will give you a live example. So I was involved in a case where the Director of Legal of Nigerian Police Force, this is a live example. So this is not a story, this is not a speculation, this is not a simulation.
I hope it's not in court, though.
No, it's not. All right. And now, they said this person that you are charged for forgery. The person that they allege you forged his document or you presented him said, look, I have not complained that my document
I'm not the one presenting the case.
I am not the one. I have not complained my document was forged. I have not complained that I was impersonated. But the Director of Legal said, no, charge him. You deploy state resources. You deploy members of the police, your legal unit, to go and prosecute that case. That is what we call abuse of office. When you spend that time to prosecute because of personal interest, not national interest. The person did not steal our money. The person did not forge government paper. The person did not deprive government of its resources. The person did not undermine government institution, individuals. And the person involved who is being injured or who is supposed to be injured, that, oh, I impersonated you. You are injured. You have deprived me of something. The person is saying, no, I don't have any such complaint. No, the police said, no, charge him, take him to court. And you deploy state resources. Those times you have deployed resources on those personal agenda, you have deprived the state, the community that would have been enjoying police protection. And that is why we see cases, for example, where they are kidnapping, where there are cases of violence, robbery, and all of that. They will tell you they call the police, they tell you that they don't have fuel. Why? Because maybe the DPO or whoever has used the money he gets for fuel to send to police.
But I mean, the police can always say that those cases have been really dealt with, and they're very little these days.
What is little? Are you not aware that as I'm talking to you now, 2 buses were kidnapped within Lake Abuja to Kogi 3 days ago? As a matter of fact, my own auntie was involved. Our 21-year-old daughter going to Anyagba. As I'm talking to you, the kidnappers are asking for 15 million for a lady who has no father, who they borrowed money to send her to Kogi State University. So the point we are making that the corruption is so entrenched. Then secondly, we now see situations. Sometimes we blame, like I said, the president. What of other persons, including we lawyers? I have seen situations where lawyers. It was Femi Falana that was senior advocate that was saying that. Oh, and the Attorney General of the Federation, the Lateef Agbemi, that was saying that it seems that justice is now for the rich. That is part of the corruption. He said, this is Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Agbemi. Some few months ago, he says like justice is now for the rich. He said because of the kind of justice that is being given out in court, he cannot understand how it will be affordable by the poor. And what is the problem? Even some of these senior advocates, we compromise the courts, compromise judges to give them the kind of justice they want, either the kind of justice they have influenced, they have bargained, or they have arranged for their own personal interest. So when we blame government institutions, when we blame the president, we should be careful. We should put the light on ourselves, especially on those persons who head institutions, who heads government agencies, who head parastatals, ministries and parastatals. What are you doing? So before you point your hand at the villa, let's point our hand at the villages and the communities where agencies of government are being run, because government is run through people, individuals, through agencies, through parastatals. So in terms of corruption, there's a need for us to start holding these persons accountable. If you are, for example, you are Department of Public Prosecution, look at the issue of pardon. If I don't even know the case of pardon. The president brought out the list for people who should enjoy pardon. And you are aware that it has been reviewed. And I can tell you what happened without missing words. That some persons who are either in the office of the Secretary of the Government of the Federation collected money, promised persons that, oh, don't worry.
But we can substantiate this.
No! Oh, you mean the president was dreaming when he made that, when he started pardoning kidnappers, bandits, and hire killers and drug barons? Was he dreaming? Or if the president was dreaming, then we need to look at the health of the president. But I can't tell you that the president was dreaming. I can't tell you that the president has some mental issue. I can't tell you that the president did not know what happened. And it couldn't have been a mistake. Because do you know what it means for you to announce that the president has some persons in the pardon list? They are not knowing, of course, that they are drug barons.
But I mean, there was a setup before. Say, go and look into this case and then bring back the list that you think is good to work with.
That is what I'm saying. That is the point. That persons who became aware that the president wants to grant pardon started putting their girlfriends, their friends, their brothers, their uncles, and collecting money and putting them in this list. Okay. And that is the point.
I'll just give you 30 seconds. What should we do? 30 seconds. What should we do?
What should we do is that we should start assessing ourselves. If you are in that position, what are you doing with that position? run your position based on personal interest or national interest. Never allow personal interest to overrun national interest.
All right.
That is the point. If you can achieve that, that will make sure that wherever you are, you allow national interest to guide your affairs, the issue of corruption will be reduced to the minimum.